Last month, workers at Tcgplayer, one of the biggest online trading card stores in the world, announced that they'd be unionizing with the Communication Workers of America, or CWA. It's a long time coming. Since the start of the pandemic, Tcgplayer has seen massive growth, but little, if any, of that growth is being passed on to the workers. As a CWA member myself and an avid Tcgplayer customer, I decided to reach out to the fledgling union campaign to chat about what it's like working at the Tcgplayer warehouse, what they're fighting for, and the massive support they've received from sellers and customers alike. Here's an inside look at the Tcgplayer union, as presented by inventory workers Justin Howard and Lindsey Gancasz. For you, how long have you been at Tcgplayer?
I've been at Tcgplayer now for about a year now, almost 2 years.
It'll be 2 years.
In that time, how have you seen it evolve?
From my own vision, when I got on, there was a lot of, I get to work with Magic cards and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And so this was like just everything I had dreamed of. And then I started to see things change. I started to notice things like people who talk about their medical conditions, or people who don't fit, I guess, what you could call the generic mold, not having as good a time as I expected them to. And so I came to Tcgplayer with a mindset like, this place is the best place I've ever worked. But it doesn't mean it's perfect or that it can't get better. And I really think that by us having a voice and us being able to do what we know to be right, not only for our community, but the Magic and gaming community as a whole, it'll be even better. And I just don't feel like we're given the opportunity to do that.
A lot of outsiders, when they see union campaigns, they think, oh, they must be doing that because they hate where they work. But for so many of us, it's because we love where we work and we want to help it get better.
The majority of the workforce, especially the people who are handling the cards, whether they're shipping them out or receiving them in, the majority of us are extremely passionate, not only about the game of Magic, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh!, whatever we choose to, but just about the community in general.
Do you have any sense of how many cards go through the Tcgplayer warehouse every day?
I honestly, I can't even put a number to it. It entirely depends on how many people are working, but it's like hundreds of thousands of cards.
That's not an exaggeration. Tcgplayer is the biggest dedicated online card retailer in North America, and is the go-to store for millions of Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and Digimon players, just to name a few. Their warehouse in upstate New York is a trading card fortress, holding thousands upon thousands of cards from throughout the decades.
The cards going out entirely depends on how many cards people are buying. Did a set just come out? Are people looking to fill out their set? Are they looking to upgrade their deck? Things like that. That all plays into a part. What YouTube video just came out with a great idea for a commander deck, because we're going to see that commander deck bought multiple times, and those cards go flying out of the store.
I do a lot with counting our inventory, making sure it's accurate. So some days I'm looking for missing cards. Sometimes I'm giving refunds to people. Sometimes I'm canceling orders or changing addresses.
How many paper cuts do you get per day?
I actually get very few.
What are the big issues that you're trying to address with this campaign?
It's disability advocacy. There are people who struggle on a daily basis for accommodation.
Many times people are waiting a long time for anything back from HR, or people have to buy their own accommodations when they shouldn't have to do that.
Another thing is metrics. It's getting to the point where they're pushing speed over quality, especially people who work on directly handling the cards, whether they're receiving or shipping them. They're held to these standards based on metrics that aren't sustainable. We want to have a say in it.
Like, our kind of work is not something that anyone off the street can do. You have to know like very specific parts of like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon history in printing to be able to know exactly what you're looking at, because a small difference could mean the difference between a $10 card and a $10,000 card.
And pay. I mean, pay, I think, goes hand in hand with almost every, if not every union. But even our generalists, they're not being given proper compensation. We've been directly told that they don't believe in cost of living.
Inflation gets worse and worse every year, but we're not getting paid more every year. So the work we do, very specialized, so we should be getting paid as specialized workers.
Tcgplayer employees originally tried to unionize in 2020, but following anti-union campaigns and a promise from managers to do better, the employees dropped their union petition days before the election.
They said, oh, we didn't realize this was a problem. Give us a year and things will get better. They gave them 3 years and they still don't feel compensated. That's a problem.
Without the workers, you don't make money. So it's only fair that we get what we deserve in terms of pay.
But when things start to kind of pick up and they start pushing us to go faster, if we're not able to look at cards, if we're not able to notice these adjustments or make these adjustments, that's when people start getting cards that they're not happy with. That's when the standards go out the window. When they try to slow down and when their accuracy goes up, their speed goes down and then they get in trouble. And I'd rather the customer get the card they want right the first time. I want people to get cards and I care about the cards because I'm also a player. And at one point I was a collector and I want them to get the quality they want because that's what I would want.
We know more than a lot of the higher ups who maybe not even are in the building.
What sort of support have you seen from customers when it comes to your union campaign?
Overwhelmingly positive support.
We had a community petition and it had about 3,000 signatures. They were all printed out. And I just saw all of the comments of people giving us support, condemning our upper management for having us live through this such horrid anti-union campaign.
Since going public, members of the Tcgplayer union have filed multiple unfair labor practice charges, or ULPs, against eBay. They've accused multiple Tcgplayer supervisors and managers, including CEO Chetty Hampson, of patrolling the warehouse to surveil and record the activities of public union supporters. They've also complained about captive audience meetings, a classic anti-union tactic that involves managers forcing workers to attend meetings with the sole purpose of discouraging them from organizing a union.
They're very supportive of our attempts as well because they recognize that in order for them to get what they want, we need to be happy and we need to get what we need to survive. And so we've gotten nothing but a positive support. And even the negative, the very rare negative support that does come out, those people very often are just drowned out by the overwhelming backing of the people who really do care about people on top of product.
The community that has really come around and supported us and makes my day a whole lot better, for sure.
The Tcgplayer union hasn't just gotten support from customers. They've also got the backing of Senator Bernie Sanders, noted Yu-Gi-Oh! Enthusiast and Congressman Maxwell Frost, and multiple local legislators.
This is the most important question of the night. What's your favorite Magic card?
Oh, now you've put me on the spot. No, I think I'm going to have to go with ATOG. As weird as it sounds, because that was the first Magic card I ever held in my hand, was a revised ATOG. It was my first introduction to Magic.
I only kind of know how to play Magic, and I don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, but I do love D&D. D&D is my bread and butter. I love it very much.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add on your own?
I don't know, to anyone watching, reading, I hope they're all inspired by this. The momentum is coming. We are all part of this history happening before our eyes. And without us, nothing can get done. We have the power inherently. You are not just a number. You are not just someone going to work 9 to 5, but you are actively making a difference in the world, in your workplace. It's possible. And I believe in every single one of you, every single one of them.